Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity. I hope everyone's going to have an awesome day today. And I'm up with a Panalisa design team haul. Right, so first off, I'm going to start with the papers and I'll just get stuck in. And rather than get them all out, I'm just going to try and hold my hand steady and show them to the camera. Right, this one is called Faith Love. So if I go close up, we've got gifts, we've got hearts, we've got heart balloons, we've got a lovely pastel sort of like watercolour brush stroke stripe. We've got little cartoony stamps and gifts with hearts and little splotches. And then we've got a love paper. We've got a Be Mine kind of trucks with love and what have you. We've got rainbows, llamas, hearts, and that gorgeous pink, red, and pale blue plaid. And that is 6x6. You get 12 different designs times 2, and you get it acid and linen free, and it's 160 GSM. So that is the first one. The second one is Happy Birthday. And we've got cakes. We've got a kind of chevron-y design. We've got animals. I love that little crocodile. We've got polka dots. We've got those cute circus animals. We've got clouds. We've got a lovely sort of, it's lime green, but not bright lime, if you know what I mean, in that lovely sort of plaid. You've got the little choo-choo train there with the little circus animals and the cupcakes. We've got candles, we've got dots, and we've got bunting and confetti. So that's that one. Next up, we've got Keep Growing. And there we've got little circus animals. I love that orange balloon. We've got bunting and confetti, birthday cakes, dots. We've got stars. Let's see how close we can get there. There we go. We've got plaid, candles, stripes, and rainbows. And then next up, we've got love. We've got a lovely vintage telephone. We've got those waffly type hearts. You've got donut candy hearts, yellow heart polka dot. You've got cars with balloons. You've got that lovely pink and blue again. You've got love, you've got hearts, you've got little icons, you've got stripes, and you've got that, let's get that correct, you've got that lovely post box. So that is the love pad. And then next up we have some, whoops, I'm just picking them up, some smaller pads. And these are basically the miniature version of the 6 and 8 inch that I got last month. So these are perfectly sized for doing ATCs. So that is the Artless pack. And if you go back and look at last month's Panalisa design team haul, you'll see the large versions of these, and they're just really sweet. Honey. Now that one has got the big image of the girl that everybody loved, and I just think she's so pretty. So I'm just going to open this one so that you can see how big she is. So let's get that out there. Got the wrapper there. She comes in a little sleeve, and that is the honey. So that's quite a large image actually, but you know, that would fill an ATC if you wanted to use her. But, you know, for a book or a journal, she's just super pretty. So I'm just going to rest that down there. And then next up, I've got strawberry, which is really, really pretty. It's all lacy and gorgeous. Perfectly sized to go on a card as well. These are 10 by 14 centimetres. And then you've got one that's a little bit more masculine, and this is called Mamure. Now, somebody did tell me what that meant. Is it secret or something? I think. I can't remember. You know me. And then next up, we've got stickers that match the packs that I was sent. And I'm going to try and do close-ups of these. There you go. This one is the honey pack. And you've got all labels and stickers. And then this one is, I believe, Mamure. Yeah, it's got the typewriter. So you can see there's quite a lot of men in that one. So that can be a lot more masculine. And then this one, I'm not quite sure. This one might be Honeybee. I think, yeah, this one's called Honey. And there's that lovely girl you just saw on that sheet of paper. And then I've got another one, which I think is called Berries. So those are your stickers. And remember, I've shown you before, if you don't like to have a white edge on your sticker, you can either trim it down shorter or just use some watercolour and, you know, sort of like distress the edge using a bit of sepia or gold watercolour. And there's that one. And I'm hoping it's going to show. Yeah. My hand might be a little bit shaky. So we've got lots of strawberries there again. And then we have this one, and I haven't got a clue which one this one is. It might be another strawberry because I can see lots of strawberries. And things like this on seed packets. If you're somebody who loves gardening like me, you know, and you're trying to do really posh little seed packets for your little seed planner, then things like this are great. And then we have this one, which I believe is Mamure, because it's got those same boys in it. So this might be a sort of like additional image pack of stickers. So you've got the books label there as well. And then you've got this one, which has got quite a few desserts in it. Let's get close there. So we've got cakes, we've got children, cups. That little dog is gorgeous. And the little girl on a carousel horse. Look at those cats. Oh, there we go. Get some clarity. And then another one, which, I don't know, this one might be romance or something. I can't remember. But like I said, these are the stickers that go with those paper pads from the last one. There's that dog again. Those are just really, really lovely. Right, now I'm going to pause to grab the stamps and the dies, and I'll be right back. Okay, so first up is this one, and the bag looks a bit tatty actually, and I've cut it all apart, but you can see what it looks like all connected together on Panalisa's website. But this is a waterfall card die. And of course you can also insert it into an album so that you've got a page. It comes with all kinds of bits and pieces. But I cut one out so that I can tell you how big it is, you know, once finished. But also to let you know that you need your longer plates to cut this one out. So I'm going to give this a measure, go from the point down to the bottom. And that is 9 3/4, I'm going to say. And reaching across the desk, this is the one that I did, so I wanted to put it together so that you can see, you grab hold of this bit here, just how big it is, so that when it's made up, you can see that bit there. I was trying to stick something on and I pulled it off, so it totally works. It's lovely. I've used really heavyweight cardstock to make this one because I figure if you're going to do it, you know, you want it to last, because it's one of those things that you just want to play with. So anyway, the finished product on this, now I'm not measuring the base because that's my card base. So I'm measuring that top square frame down to this little point here. If I can put my finger underneath, you can see that little flap there, which is a kind of angled bracket. And it will make a finished product of 6 3/8. I think that's correct, isn't it? Let's do it again, because you know what I'm like first thing in the morning. No, it's not 6 3/8 at all. It's 5 3/8. So that's how big it is when you make it before you stick it down onto this bit under here, which is this bit. This is my card base that I stuck it onto. So it's large, which is a good thing because you want to see what you're doing. So that does work, and that's the one that I've made. Right, next up I've got a quilt die, which is really cute. You can put this, of course, on top of lots of different colours and patterns of paper and make a quilt. And that is 5.5 inches. And they are actually connected in the middle point so that you can snip them apart to piece them however you want. Now, this is one, if you saw my video yesterday, I'm grabbing that out. You'll see there's cute things I made from my personal haul for Mango Craft, and I used this set of dies, which is the loopy lace, and they are absolutely gorgeous. And so if I go in here, because these are quite a good size, these are 6 5/8. And then if I go to the width of the biggest one, make sure I've got the big one going on here, that is going to be 4.5. So lovely size. Now with those is another set. So if you like matchy things, this is the ovals, and this one's going to be great for Easter really. So that is 6.5 inches. And then we have a wonderful large slimline envelope and card die. You've got the flap there for the pocket with that lovely fancy piece. You've got a name label, you've got a little banner tag, and then you've got all of the layers for making up a card that can also go inside of your envelope. So that's really lovely. And the size of that is, let's go to the outer one. We are at 8 and, what does that say? 13/16. Yeah, you know, my brain is it's quite weird first thing in the morning, and we are at 4 11/16, which is almost 4 3/4. So that is quite large. That is lovely. And then I've got a folding tag. So that one really has to be made to get a good measurement on that. So you've got a double tag that will fold, but it's also got the little pockets to pop on there and an extra set of tags. And you've also got tag ties. So that's really lovely. And then I've got a hugs and kisses. I think that's hugs and kisses. Yeah, it is. I'm reading it upside down, and you know what I'm like. Yeah, there you go. Hugs and kisses. And then you've got your kissy bits. And that's just perfect, isn't it, for Valentine's Day? And then I've got a little book one, which has got its little folder here. And then you've got all your pages. And you've got your ziggy-zaggy vintage look. Decal edge. Yeah, it's not ziggy-zaggy, but decal edge. And then you've got a little pocket with layering pieces, which is really, really sweet. You've got a set of perforated rows if you want to stitch your book. And you can also change the shape of the spine if you want to, or your page edges using the decal or that scallop. So that's really lovely. And then this is another huge one. Look at the size of that. I think I'm going to have to make that one tomorrow. I mean, look how easy that is. That just cuts a huge oval, and then it cuts that into it so it pops up. Oh, where's my ruler? Yeah, I think I'm going to come up tomorrow with this one. Wow, that is cut line to cut line, a fraction over 8 inches. But we'll get a full measurement on that when I make it tomorrow. Right, next up is a folding mem decks. So we've got the memory decks, we've got all the little elements, you've got little loopy bits for doing tags to make little additions, and then these little doors will close in on the mem decks. So that's really sweet. Might have to do that one for tomorrow as well. And this one, now then, let's do a test, shall we? Because I do find nowadays, as round things come across my desk, I get my shaker domes out. You remember all those shaker domes that I bought, just to make sure, you know, that they may or may not fit. So let's have a look. There you go. Absolute perfect fit. So if you've got your shaker domes, they will fit. And talking about shaker domes, did I tell you yesterday? I think I did. All of the new shapes of shaker domes are out, and they're absolutely gorgeous. The squares and rectangles and hearts and jars and ovals and eggs, and there's all sorts. But, you know, I think I did put the link yesterday, but I'll link it again. So this is the smaller shaker dome from that store, and it fits this tag. So what a great way to give a gift. You can put like 4 or 5 little jelly beans in there. You know, little jelly belly jelly beans. And that would make a gift. Hanging from a bag. Right, next up we have this one. And this is a butterfly that cuts into, but you can also cut it out because it's got the outer. And that's really pretty. So you can make a cover that is a butterfly. You've got a layering base, and then you can make loads of pages. So that's really sweet. That is a nice size as well. So let's measure the solid. 4 1/4 inches, and then going up to its little antennae, to its bottom there, is 2 3/4. So that's a really lovely size. And then we come to another one, and this is a circle tag. Now, I had the small dome on my desk. I don't know if I've got a large dome on my desk. I'm just reaching behind me. I'm just going to pause a second. Right, so I just went off and grabbed the big and the medium in the domes, and we know that the small one fits into this die. Let's find out if the small one fits into that die. No, it does not. That one does not fit into that die, but does the medium fit that one? I actually think that it might, so let's do that. I'm just grabbing one out of a bag. So I've got my snips here. Let's find out. Okay. Let's see if that will go into there. Yes, it does. So you can have a shaker, you know, sort of scallopy, flowery tag. So your medium shaker domes will fit into this one. So that's good, because that's 2 things that I've just shown that will fit shaker domes, because it's nice to know that you can utilise things with lots of other things. So that's that one, and that fits the medium shaker dome. And then I've got a cute little hedgehog. These are great little additions, especially on autumn projects. It's got a little apple. I've got some pretty little flowers which are really sweet, and there's little ladybirds that comes with those, or a ladybug. I've got a circus set which is really cute, and that says admit one. So you've got your popcorn, you've got your seal, you've got your elephant, and you've got your circus tent. And then we've got some really nice kitchen icons. So you've got the rolling pin, you've got the pot. I mean, you can cut all of these in fancy papers. You can stamp on the apron, but look at that weighing scale. Isn't that lovely? And that can be, what's that? A spatula or a whisk. Love that. And a little tea kettle. And then we've got some travel icons. We've got a helicopter car. We've got the scooter, the plane, and we've got our Volkswagen bus. And then we have a gorgeous teacup with all of those really lovely flowers. So spring tea, I'm pretty sure that's a mulberry or raspberry. So you can make mulberry or raspberry tea, and it's a beautiful size. Where's my ruler? 4 1/4 inches. So this can be a little book all on its own. And getting into bizarre numbers again, we are at 3 11/16, which is just over 5/8. Yes. Thank you, Shelley. This is known as my Shelley ruler. She sent it to me because I was always getting confused and losing mine. And here we have some borders. So we've got hearts, we've got doily edges, we've got flowers, and we've got that gorgeous diamond. So that is 4 3/4 inches, each of those. That's really lovely. And then we have a vintage scroll with a little tag, and you've also got the quill and the ink pot. Those are great on like shipwreck items. if you like to do pirates and things. And then we have hearts and words, and that says love. That's a nice scripted one, actually. You've got that lovely scallop edge, you've got a tag, we've got love you, and then when I flip it over, you've got the section that will turn it into a box. And then you've got OXO, you've got happy heart, be mine, Valentine and day. So that will make a heart-shaped box. That's really lovely. And then we have a cute little flower cup. So the teacup is made up and the edges of it will make it look like a flower. And you've got the petals, you've got the leaves that will go onto the base of the cup. And then you've got all of the flower layers. You've got the cup handle, you've got the little butterfly top spoon and another layering butterfly. So that's another cute one. And of course, if you want to see made up images, you can just visit Panalisa's website if you can't wait for me to do them. And then we've got this gorgeous vase. I'm pretty sure that, no, it's not a vase, is it? Is that like a harp? Yeah, I think that's a musical harp, isn't it? Those are the strings. And then you've got all the foliage. But if you put it that way, it could totally be a vase as well. Yeah. Or even a pedestal for your vase. You know, like a Grecian column. Next up is a coffee set. And we've got coffee bean border. We've got whipped cream. You've got a coffee label. You've got lots of little cups. And you've got the coffee pot. And you've got the sugar and the creamer. That's a nice little detail. The embossed coffee bean that goes on that band to go on either of those cups, I imagine. So that's really sweet. And then we are at tea kettles again. And this is a little box of tea bags. And then you've got a really sweet cup here. You've got a honey pot or sugar. And I'm trying to think what yeah, I think those are just tea leaves, aren't they? And then you've got that really sweet tea bag. And then you've got that gorgeous tea leaf embossing. That's really cute. And then we've got lots of little icons, which are film wheels, photo frame, you've got tabs, you've got tags, you've got a little mini envelope, and you've got labels. So that's a really sweet set. And there's even, there you go, you've even got the enforcer to go on your tag. And then we have a windmill. I'm pretty sure that's a windmill. And then you've got like little decorative pieces. So you've got your flowers. And I'm not even going to guess what those are, because they could be clouds or they could be a decorative piece to go on there. So I need to go on the website and look for those. And then we have a calendar set, which will emboss the numbers for you. And you've got all the dates. So you've got January, you've got December, July, February. No, that's July. And then you've got May. If you turn it over, you've got them simplified there, the days of the weeks. You've got August and September. And you've got that lovely heart border. So that is for making a little desktop calendar. Next up is something that I have an affinity for, and that is page clips. Anything that you can turn into a page clip, and just look at all of those. You've got a regular paper clip, you've got a star, you've even got a dragonfly, and the double set of keys that will fold over, make a page tab. There's another paper clip. And then you've got the teddy bear, so that when you got him clipped on, he's kind of like hanging from it. And that's sweet. You've got a double loop paper clip. You've got a rather sort of Charles René Mackintosh fancy looking one. And you've even got a duck. Yeah, I just noticed that. So you've got a duck, you've got a butterfly, you've got a star. Those are really lovely. So I'm going to be using those. So we've got all those paper clips. And then last in the dies, make sure I'll pick them up, because then we're going to stamps, is you are a whole lot of lovely. What a lovely saying. You are a whole lot of lovely. I like that. So a sentiment and also a very pretty looking swan with a little crown, and we've got lots of little leaves. That's really sweet. Now the stamps. The stamps are gorgeous. So let's start with the Christmas one. I've got 3 stamp sets. So we've got that lovely Christmas border. You've got that scribble tree. You've got a pine bough, Christmas tree, and then you've got those gorgeous bottles underneath. Now, have I got a sheet of white cardstock? I'm always fighting to find cardstock, and I shouldn't, should I? So let me go under here so that you can see it better. Right, so if I move that into there, there we go. You've got those lovely bottles, and there's all snowflakes going on behind those, and you've got stars. You've got what looks like a reflection of a tag going on there. That's a really, really lovely set. Really like that. And then gardening. Yay! Who doesn't love gardening? I love gardening. Birdhouses, butterflies, tree branches, little apple tree in a pot. Wheelbarrow, watering can. So I'm trying not to hit my camera. You've got wellygogs. Look at that little crate of pansies. That is just gorgeous. Ooh, if you've got a garden planner and you just like to, you know, write a little bit of something like you sowed your lettuce seed too late and it got eaten by the frost or something, you know, and then as a marker you can stamp a little pair of boots next to it or something to remind you never to do it again. That is an absolutely gorgeous set. And then we have a, I'm going to try and get this the right way around. Isn't that pretty? Now, I don't know if that's a marigold or a dandelion. I don't think it really matters. I think those are rose leaves. You've got script, you've got lace, you've got, you know, sort of like grungy smudge. You've got a postcard. Things like that are always useful if you like to make postcards. Precious moments in time. Made in France as a stamp. You've got anniversary. You've got a little note section for scribbling and another little fancy bit. And then, of course, you've got that gorgeous frame. So if you've got a little oval die or something and you've stamped that a few times, you can cut a few holes and put a pressed flower or something into that. Just really lovely. Right, that is what I have got for you today. So I will be up tomorrow with a couple of makes, obviously from Panalisa, and we're going to do that big oval Christmas card for absolute sure, because we need to have a look at that. And this is the waterfall, so there you have it. And that was the size of that. I thank you so much for joining me today. Have an absolutely awesome day, and as usual, all links below. Bye.